Okay, so good evening, everyone. This is Baneet, and currently I'm posted at NAS Patiala, and I'm working as a strength and conditioning expert over here. And before NAS, I was working with Indian badminton team. I worked with them for 2 years, and as a strength and conditioning expert. And after before that, I was working at Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital, Mumbai. So there I worked 1 year. So today we have an interaction session. So try to interact as much as you can, and then try to put your cameras on if you have any question, because sir has already informed me that this is a certification course that you guys are doing, and it's a 6-month certification course. And I hope you have gone through the content that we have released, sir has released, and Sai has released. And today it's more about the discussion, like what you want to discuss, and if you have any doubts, so you can ask me directly, and we'll open the platform for all the questions. So anyone has any question, please feel free to ask.
सर नमस्कार जी।
हाय
नमस्ते सर। ये जो स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग है ना, हम किस स्टेज से शुरू कर सकते हैं सर इसको?
See, depending like किस स्टेज से you mean to say?
हाँ जी, जैसे छोटे बच्चे हमारे पास आते हैं सर, उनकी एज है कोई 6-7, कोई 7 साल, कोई 8 साल, 9 साल, 10, 11, 12 साल के भी है जी। तो उनको ना बस उसके रिगार्डिंग थोड़ी सी में।
See, the thing is, yes, that's a very good question. आपने बहुत strength training के लिए I would say there is no specific age. अभी क्या है कि we were going through a lot of articles and it was saying in the early age if you are starting, that's a good thing, no problem. But depending upon what type of strength training you are giving to your athlete, कि किस तरह की आप training उनको करवा रहे हो. So usually when we start doing strength training, so we usually start with the body weight training exercises, right? You must be familiar with the body weight exercise कि जहाँ पे you are not putting load, you're just teaching that movement. So first thing is teaching, and then followed by how efficiently your athletes are doing that movement. जब आपको लगता है कि your athletes are able to do that movement in a good form, then after that you can start putting load on them. और loading के लिए I would say there is no specific age, but yes, they have mentioned कि okay, body weight exercise and then followed by your barbell training exercise, that's good. And then after that, if you are starting with the small light kg of dumbbell and gradually you are progressing, तो उसके लिए वो best रहेगा. Okay, so अगर आपके पास छोटे एथलीट आते हैं तो I would suggest you to teach them basic exercise. आप भी familiar होंगे basic 6 exercise हमारे पास. push pull की exercise है, and then उसके बाद है आपका push ups हो गए, pull ups हो गए, and then
मैसेज डाल देना, जगह होगी तो मैं करूंगा आधे घंटे बाद.
Sorry, hello. Okay, so basic 6 movement आप उनको teach कीजिए. Bracing हो गया, rotation हो गया, and then you can progress gradually. Okay, apart from anyone has any question किसी को? Yes, Sumit, you were saying something. Okay, just tell me one thing. Anyone, have you gone through the content जो आपको release किया हुआ है? Have you gone through that content? How are you doing that course? Anyone? Hello, am I audible?
Yes sir, audible.
Yes sir, you are audible.
Yes, Anandji, you go ahead. Anil, yes, you go ahead, please.
सर जो हमारे को सर ने भेजे ना जी शेड्यूल भेजा उसमें क्या रखते हैं, उसमें एक दिक्कत ये आ रही है सर, कुछ क्लासें हमारे पहले लग चुकी है उसकी, कुछ लगे नहीं, कुछ पीपीटी के थ्रू हम इतना अंडरस्टूड नहीं कर पा रहे सर, वीडियो के थ्रू जैसे तुसी फेस टू फेस हमारे को इस चीज को ट्रैक कर रहे हैं, वो सारी नॉलेज में सर वो थोड़ा इजी हो रहा है, जो आप बता रहे हैं जब ये स्ट्रेंथ के बारे में बता रहे हैं वो हमारे को थोड़ा जल्दी माइंड में सेटअप पिक्चर बन जाती है कि भाई ये सर जो बता रही है एक्सरसाइज हम यूज करते हैं इसमें थोड़ी दिक्कत ये आ रही है। अगर प्रैक्टिकली ज्यादा हो तो उसमें ज्यादा, क्योंकि जो स्पोर्ट्स है सर थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकली ज्यादा, थियोरेटिकली ठीक है जरूरी है पर सर सिलेबस ये सारी एक प्रॉब्लम है सर।
So are you training any athlete or are you a coach? Like what you are actually, what you are working, where you are working? Yes, Anand ji, I'm asking कि आप कहीं पे coaching दे रहे हो? You are working as a...
Yes sir. सर मैं एज ए वॉलीबॉल कोच सर पंजाब स्पोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट स्पोर्ट्स कॉलेज जलंधर में सर कोच।
ओके सो करंटली मतलब आप फुली फ्लेजेड आप बच्चों के साथ वर्क कर रहे होंगे वहां पे, राइट?
जी सर।
ओके ठीक है, नो डाउट। ये इंटरेक्शन सेशन इसी के लिए, अगर आपको कोई डाउट्स लगता है, सपोज इफ यू आर फेसिंग एनी डाउट, तो प्लीज आप रखिए इसमें, ठीक है, कि आपको क्या चाहिए एक्चुअली, व्हाट एक्चुअली यू वांट, सो दैट वी कैन गिव देम दिस, बिकॉज आई नीड टू सबमिट दिस to my team that what problems we are facing. अभी इंटरेक्शन सेशन का यही मतलब है कि जितना हम इंटरेक्शन एक दूसरे के साथ करेंगे, क्वेश्चंस रखेंगे, अपने डाउट्स रखेंगे, उतना ज्यादा हम आपकी प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। सो ट्राई टू बी फैमिलियर, ट्राई टू बी इंटरेक्टिव इन दैट केस। ओके, सो अभी आपने बोला है कि ठीक है, आई विल हैव अ वर्ड विद माय टीम रिगार्डिंग दिस, और अगर इंटरेक्शन सेशन हुए तो विल ट्राई टू पुट ऑन दैट, और टॉपिक वाइज अगर इंटरेक्शन करनी है, विल ट्राई टू डू दैट आल्सो, विल वर्क ऑन दैट। So apart from that, anyone has any question?
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening.
सर थोड़ा सा स्टैटिक स्ट्रेचिंग और डायनामिक स्ट्रेचिंग के बारे में बता सकते हैं वार्म के लिए?
Yes. So warm up, yes. आपके topics जो हैं, yes, that's a very good question. So see, in warm up we usually do. अभी क्या है कि मैंने कई बच्चों को देखा है कि warm up start करने से पहले they usually do static stretching, this ये वो, और उनका ये रहता है कि जब तक ये static stretching नहीं करें उनका warm up ही start नहीं होता, right?
Yes, sir.
They usually don't start their warm up, but current scenario we need to change that habit. अभी हमें क्या है कि being a young generation coach, we need to change that trend. अभी क्या है कि warm up में we usually follow one protocol. If you want to write down, please write down. That is a ramp protocol we usually follow. So
ramp sir.
Ramp, yes.
Yes sir.
RAMP. So ramp.
Yes, sir.
R stand for raise your body temperature.
Yes,
A stand for activation, and then M stand for mobility, and then P stand for potentiation. So when it's come to raise your body temperature, so we need to guide our athlete ki you need to do certain type of activity that is raising your body temperature. Okay, so
yes,
raising your heart rate and then putting some sweat on your forehead. Okay, so ऐसी activity से हमने start करना है. Followed by second thing is activation. So we need to activate our muscle जो हमारी गेम में specifically use होंगे आगे. Suppose if I have a volleyball का session, so mostly I'm using overall body muscles, मेरे glute muscle हुए, that is going to use quads हुआ, hamstring हुआ, that is going to work, right? And then हमारे upper body के muscles हुए. So एक्टिवेट मतलब कि एक्सरसाइज थेरावेंट के साथ ऐसी एक्सरसाइज करनी है जो उसको स्टिमुलेट करे. ओके, सो वो वाली एक्सरसाइज हम ऐड कर सकते हैं. एंड देन आफ्टर दैट मोबिलिटी. आजकल मोबिलिटी के भी ड्रिल्स आते हैं. मोबिलिटी मींस हाउ फ्रीक्वेंटली यू आर मूविंग योर बॉडी पार्ट. ओके, कि कितने एफिशिएंटली वो मूवमेंट आप लेके आ रहे हो. सो वी नीड टू ऐड दैट मूवमेंट आल्सो. And then at the end, P stand for potentiation. So potentiation में क्या करना है कि we ask our athlete की हाई इंटेंसिटी के जो एक्चुअल में आप स्पोर्ट्स में यूज करोगे ड्रिल्स, यूज दैट ड्रिल्स टू स्टिमुलेट द सेम एनवायरनमेंट जो हम एक्चुअल गेम में यूज करेंगे. ठीक है, रही बात स्टैटिक स्ट्रेचिंग की, आई वुड से ट्राई टू मेक योर एथलीट अंडरस्टैंड व्हेन यू हैव टू डू स्टैटिक स्ट्रेचिंग एंड व्हेन यू हैव टू ऐड योर डायनामिक. मोस्टली वार्म अप में ट्राई टू आस्क योर एथलीट टू पुट डायनेमिक मूवमेंट्स जितना आप ऐड कर सकते हो, ठीक है।
Yes,
और
sir.
वैसे भी स्टैटिक स्ट्रेचिंग का भी करंट रिसर्च पेपर्स में इट्स मोर अबाउट डिस्कशन, मतलब डिबेटेबल ही चल रहा है कि वेदर we need to do static stretching after finishing your workout or not, but अभी के लिए क्या है कि वो भी हम avoid ही करते हैं those who are working at a top level athletes के साथ, because I have been working with the top level athlete when I was
Yes,
with
sir.
Indian badminton team, so we have worked with Saina, Sindhu, so we were telling those athletes to try to avoid static stretching. And then recently I got opportunity to work with Indian footballers के साथ, मतलब ISL Indian Super League, so there I saw they were not like doing static stretching, they were more kind of ठीक है, if it's a heavy session, suppose depending upon your session to session, like
Yes, sir.
if it's a heavy session, try to avoid work on active cool down के ऊपर, ठीक है। एक्टिव कूल डाउन में आपके पास आ जाता है लिटिल बिट ऑफ जॉगिंग, लिटिल बिट ऑफ साइक्लिंग, दैट्स ऑल, ओके। But static stretching, I would say it's more of hampering your training program and then your strength also. So try to avoid that. क्योंकि already जब आपने high intensity workout किया होगा, उसके बाद फिर से आप muscles को stretch कर रहे हो, मतलब that is not good for your player or for your body. So try to avoid that.
और जनरली जब हम कूल डाउन करते हैं तो देन तब तो नॉर्मल स्ट्रेचिंग करेंगे ना सर?
See, the thing is depending upon कि how hard was your session. अगर आपका session suppose कि light है and you want to work on flexibility, in that case scenario you can use static stretching. But suppose if you have done a heavy or high intensity session और आपका RP around 9 है, तो I would say try to avoid static stretching and work on active cool down. Okay, so you can write down the word active cool down, you can search on that. So active cool down में हमारी low intensity activities आती है, you can ask your athlete to do that low intensity of activities in that case scenario.
सर क्या स्टैटिक स्ट्रेचिंग हार्मफुल होती है, मतलब ऐसा कुछ हमारी सच है?
I would say if you are doing high intensity का work, suppose अगर आपने heavy workout किया है, after that आप फिर से static stretching कर रहे हो, मतलब you are tearing already, your muscles are teared, मतलब थोड़े से teared हुए पड़े हैं inside, तो आप उनको और stress कर रहे हो, means that is not good for your health. But where it comes to, अगर आपने suppose मेरी flexibility इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, तो मुझे अपनी flexibility improve करनी है, in that case scenario you can use static stretches. Okay. So depend करता है कि आप कौन सा प्रोग्राम कब कर रहे हो. You need to assess. Being a coach, you need to assess when you are doing what type of program, and then you can progress with the static stretching.
और सर जब कोई बच्चा थक जाता है या जोर से ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर लेता है, ट्रेनिंग ज्यादा कर लेता है,
Yes.
देन तब हम स्ट्रेचिंग का यूज कर सकते हैं, स्लो स्ट्रेचिंग का, कि 1-2 दिन के लिए इसको रेस्ट करके हल्का वार्म अप किया स्ट्रेचिंग का, या
Ask them to do active cool down. In active cool down, अगर आप उसको बोलोगे कि बेटा okay, do small rounds of jogging, or else अगर आपके पास stationary cycle है, ask them to do 10 minutes of cycling. That's all. Ask him to do foam roller. Foam roller is also a good cool down strategy that you can add in your program.
ओके सर,
Yes.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर।
Welcome.
गुड इवनिंग सर।
Yeah, good evening.
सर मायोफेशियल रिलीज और ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स के बारे में आजकल एथलीट जो सीनियर एथलीट्स हैं वो
Yes.
वार्म अप से पहले मायोफेशियल रिलीज कर रहे हैं
Yes.
और ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स को टारगेट करके, तो थोड़ा
Yes.
सा उसमें एक्सप्लेन करेंगे प्लीज।
Yes, very good question. You know, अभी करंट का जो सिनेरियो चल रहा है, आजकल हमारे एथलीट भी इतने, you know, they are very much aware about these terms कि what is myofascial release और trigger point कैसे रिलीज करना है. तो yes, I would say, see, this is a good thing. अभी क्या है कि see, when you are doing foam roller over a specific muscle, जैसे क्या होता है कि जब कोई वर्कआउट हम करते हैं, suppose if I'm working out, और जब भी हम ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली आवर मसल यूजुअली, यू नो, एक मसल फाइबर्स होते हैं जो नॉर्मल शेप में ऐसे होते हैं अलाइंड. जब हम हैवी इंटेंसिटी का वर्कआउट करते हैं वो डिसअलाइंड हो जाते हैं, आपस में क्रिस क्रॉस ऐसे फैल जाते हैं. अभी क्या है कि विद द हेल्प ऑफ मायोफेशियल रिलीज और ट्रिगर पॉइंट रिलीज क्या होता है कि जब जगल हो जाते हैं वो हमारे मसल फाइबर्स, तो क्या होता है कि नॉट्स बनना स्टार्ट हो जाती हैं उनमें, अगर हम उनको रिलीज ना करें. तो इन दैट केस सिनेरियो वी यूजुअली आस्क टू डू light myofascial release or else you can do foam roller over that area so that वो जो muscles हैं हमारे spindles हैं वो एक alignment में अपनी आ सकें और हम फिर से उनको efficiently use कर सकें program में. So in that case scenario, yes, we can use myofascial release, or before starting your session, I would say, yes, there are certain things, जैसे कि आजकल Theragun use करते हैं players, जो हमारे अच्छे elite athletes हैं, they usually use Theraguns to release those tender points. So ठीक है, it's good. It's not a harmful thing that they usually do, but it's a good thing. I would say कि it's adding to the in workouts से पहले if they are doing foam roller, if they are doing trigger point release with the Theragun, that's a good thing. They can go ahead with this.
तो सर ये ठीक है, बट अगर हमने हार्ड वर्कआउट किया RP 9 और 10 में भी का, तो उसके बाद हम जैसे हमने एक्टिव कूल डाउन कर लिया, तो ये जैसे हमारे मसल जो आपने बताया कि अभी वो स्टिफ हो गए हैं या ट्रिगर्ड हो गए हैं जो पॉइंट्स पे, तो हम ये बेस्ट उसके आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग वर्कआउट बेस्ट रहेगा फोम रोलर ये सब यूज करना?
Yes, obviously you can use, see, sometimes क्या होता है कि your athletes are not recovered for the next session. See, if you have last evening you have done a heavy workout and next morning again you have a high training session, so अब क्या है कि you don't have that window of opportunity for the recovery, but you want to recover, so you are adding those things, you are adding foam roller, you are adding myofascial release, extra things in your muscles so that you can recover for the next session. So in that case scenario, yes, it's very helpful, it's good, they can go ahead with this.
Okay, thank you sir, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so there is one question in chat box. Archana Soni, sir, please explain again warm-up protocol. Yes, so Miss Archana, yes, so warm-up protocol, so I was saying it's a ramp protocol. Sir, you can say.
Sir, एक मिनट. सर, जो आप ये वार्म अप का ये एग्जांपल है, किसी स्पोर्ट्स का एग्जांपल के साथ आप समझा सकते हैं रैंप को? जैसे अगर मान लीजिए 100 मीटर का एथलीट है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो वार्म अप ये अगर हम प्रोटोकॉल फॉलो करें तो.
Sorry, come back again. What you want to say? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
सर, मैं ये कह रहा था, जो अभी आप ये प्रोटोकॉल समझाने वाले, तो ये आप किसी एक स्पोर्ट्स का एग्जांपल देके आप समझा सकते हैं?
Okay, yes, I can do that. Yes, no problem. Yes, so she was he's talking about the example देके हम समझाइए. She's talking about the protocol. So first let me explain about the protocol. So it's a ramp, RAMP. Okay, so raise your body temperature, activate, and then mobilize and potentiate. Okay, let's take an example of I would say judo. Currently I'm working with the judo. Okay, so first thing, ramp में हम क्या कर सकते हैं? We'll ask our judo athletes to take a round of their mat. Okay, so that comes jogging. First, like 2 or 3 rounds of jogging for 2 minutes. Okay, once they are done with the jogging, they can add different types of like side walk, and then backward run, forward run, different type of running in that they can include. And then after that, activation. So I need to activate those muscles. Okay, how I can do? I can use a loop band. आजकल loop band होते हैं और TheraBand. Okay, so mostly suppose for the judo we have a rubber key band. So we usually do like kind of okay, fine, some kind of exercise for my scapular muscles. So it's like okay, late के ही I ask them to do IYTW exercises और flies हो गया, reverse fly हो गया आपका. Okay, so इसके मैंने उनको बोल दिया कि okay, do one set of 10 reps. So you need to choose like which specific muscle you want to work, and then after that mobilization. Third is mobilization. So I'll ask my judo player to do mobility of hip. Suppose अभी judo में क्या है कि we are using more of shoulder girdle, we are using more of hip joint. So shoulder girdle के लिए I'll ask them to do this ball angel slides, and then after that mobility के लिए squat mobility I'll ask them to do, and then hip mobility का and shoulder का 2-3 drills let's add, or add 5 drills I would say, add that. And then after that potentiation में अब क्या है कि I need to stimulate the same environment they are going to use in mat. जैसे कि अब क्या है कि अब mat में they'll be using throwing, and then after that they'll be using more of rolling. So I'll ask them to do rolls and front roll, back roll, and then after that hand walk. Mostly they are going to use that, and then after that fast crunches, like that. So मतलब जो movement हम अपनी गेम में यूज करेंगे उसके स्पेसिफिक मूवमेंट करेंगे, एंड देन जैसे कि हमारे वर्कआउट का टाइम होता है स्पेसिफिकली कि यू कैन डू योर वर्कआउट वार्म अप फॉर 10 to 15 मिनट, सो यू कैन डिवाइड योर टाइम अकॉर्डिंग टू दीज पैरामीटर्स. Like suppose 2 minutes of I have given a running a ramp protocol, matlab raise your body temperature R, and then kind of 2 minutes of activation, or 3 minutes or something 5 minutes of activation, and then after that mobility again 5 minutes of that, 10 5 5 10, and then 12, and then 3 minutes of or 5 minutes of potentiation. You are done with the 15 or 20 minutes, like that. So you need to divide like which exercise you are keeping in that zone. Okay, I hope I have covered your question, Sumit.
Yes sir.
Yes, so same with the footballers के साथ भी आप ऐसा कर सकते हो, same with the बैडमिंटन प्लेयर के साथ भी आप ऐसा कर सकते हो. So Anand Singh is saying ramp mean. Okay, so it's raise your body temperature. It's a different term in the sense R is different, A is different, M is different, and P is different. So R stand for raising your body temperature, A stand for activation, M stand for mobility, and P stand for potentiation.
हेलो सर.
हेलो दिनेश.
हाँ सर, फिर तो ऐसा हुआ ना कि हर स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर का जो भी गेम होता है उस गेम के अकॉर्डिंग हमें उसका वार्म अप या कूल डाउन प्लान करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, correct. That's a very good question. Yes, and it is like that because every sport has a different demand. I can't give same warm up protocol to my footballers, or I can't give same warm up protocol to my badminton player. So we need to design different protocol for different game, and it should be specific to that game.
अच्छा.
Yes.
Okay sir, thank you.
Welcome.
सर जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी का मेथड है पीएनएफ मेथड, ये कूलिंग डाउन में सर ये बेनिफिट ठीक रहेगा इसका, या नॉर्मली इसके लिए, या फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इंप्रूवमेंट के लिए ये?
I would say you can use for the cooling down also. Currently क्या है कि okay, let's take example like sleeper stretch. अभी क्या है कि most of the case जैसे if you are dealing with the shoulder problem, so we usually give our athlete to do sleeper stretch. मतलब sideline में लेट के we'll ask that athlete to put one hand over here and then stress it down. So PNF, yes, you can use in a cool down strategy also, and then if you want to add this in your warm up, so you can put in mobility session also. So depending upon like what condition or what type of player you are dealing. But if you are adding that in recovery, it's okay, that's good, no problem.
सर एक बार आप इसका प्रोसेस समझा सकते हैं, क्योंकि इसका वो पहले वो स्लो एंड स्ट्रेच करके कुछ ऐसे करके है ना, मूवमेंट फिर होल्ड.
Sorry, which one you talking about the warm up?
नहीं सर, ये पीएनएफ का जो होता है ना कराने का तरीका, जिसमें पहले वो स्ट्रेच करते हैं और मूवमेंट करेंगे फिर होल्डिंग, तो उसका सर पूरा प्रोसेस क्या है?
Okay, see the thing is if you are adding this in a cool down, so it's okay, that's good. Like in the sense, see, it's different, like different has a PNF has a different types. If one is hold relax, it's like you asking that athlete to go in a certain movement and then ask him to hold for a certain time and then relax. Okay, and then one is hold relax and then again do the movement. So if you are feeling this range पे मेरा restriction हो रहा है shoulder का या फिर hip का, so there you need to hold and then after that relax that movement and then you can go ahead with that. So likewise you can do that. Yes. Yes, anyone has any questions so they can ask.
सर ये पीएपी जो है पोस्ट एक्टिवेशन पोटेंशियल,
Yes.
इसके बारे में मुझे पूछना था। जैसे अभी न्यू स्टडीज हो रही हैं, लाइक जैसे मैं आई एम अ बॉक्सिंग कोच, तो वहां पे जैसे अब मैं ये मतलब हम कल मनीलाल सर की जो वार्म अप में वो वीडियो हमने देखी, उसमें पीएपी के बारे में ये बताया कि जैसे जो मुझे समझ में आया उसमें कि जैसे हम बाउट खेलने जा रहे हैं या कंपटीशन खेलने जा रहे हैं, तो उससे पहले हम फास्ट विच जो हमारे फाइबर्स है उनको एक्टिवेट करने के लिए 80 to 90% पे हम लोग काम करें और देन उसके बाद खेलें। तो ये मतलब ये या तो मतलब प्लेयर टू प्लेयर वेरी होगा कि हर कोई प्लेयर उसको करके अच्छा कर पाए या नहीं कर पाए, या ये एक स्टैंडर्ड प्रोटोकॉल है कि हम इसको करेंगे तो अच्छा होगा। तो सर प्लीज इसके बारे में थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करिए।
Okay, see, depending upon like which athlete you are working. जैसे कि अगर आपको लग रहा है कि I'm working with a immature athlete or they are just a beginner, so I would say first work with the base, develop a good base इनके साथ, okay? Get good strength for that athlete. उसके बाद you can implement these type of strategies with those athletes. And suppose if you are dealing with the elite athlete, अभी आपको पता है कि he has been training last from 5-6 years or 10 years, so he has a good strength and then he has a good knowledge about the exercise जो भी आप देंगे, ठीक है? In that case scenario you can do this type of training, ठीक है? अब post activation potentiation में क्या होता है कि you are doing heavy lift of training like 80 to 90% of load you are putting that on that muscle group, and then after that आप क्या कर रहे हो? High intensity light weight of activity. Suppose if you are doing 80 to 90% of squat and then after that you are asking that athlete to do jump squat, okay? Means you are stimulating those muscles to get that power or explosiveness in that muscles. So if you want to incorporate such type of training, first you need to do needs analysis of your athletes or of your game or of your group or bunch of group, those who are training. अगर आपको लगता है कि if they are good or strong enough to do the workout or strong enough to go with the strength, then you can implement such type of training with them. फिर उसके बाद आप डिसाइड कर रहे हो कि when I need to incorporate these trainings, whether it's a general preparatory phase or it's a competition phase or which phase you want to do, so that you need to rule out. अभी क्या है कि post activation potentiation we usually give like when it's in the middle of competition or let's say closer to the competition, not closer exactly कि जब हमारे पास 3 या 4 या फिर 1 महीना या फिर 4-6 weeks रह जाते हैं, so that time we usually give them so that 3 weeks will do the training and then they can go for their training. So you need to rule out a lot of things when you are giving such type of training with your athletes.
तो सर ये हम कंपटीशन से पहले भी ऐसी जैसे फास्ट ट्विच फाइबर तो हम कंपटीशन में भी हमको यूज करना है, तो क्या मतलब हम इतना उसको मतलब इस हिसाब से हम ट्रेनिंग करवा रहे हैं तो हम ये एक फटीग नहीं आएगा उसमें कि अगर हम 90 to 80% पे काम करके और उसके बाद हमसे बाउट खेलने को या कंपटीशन खेलने को बोल रहे हैं तो
Yes, it's going to be fatigable, so that's what you need to rule out. So I would say कि before competition it's not suggested that you go with this type of training, but depending upon like which sport you are working. अभी क्या है कि if you're talking about badminton, judo and the other players where you know they need kind of explosive training like before competition, speed endurance training I would say. So in that category we need to not to do these such type of training with them. तो हम क्या करेंगे कि उनके 3 weeks पहले ही we doing this technique and then stop doing that before 3 weeks and then after that we can go with the speed workout with them.
Okay sir, thank you.
Yes. So apart from that, anyone has any questions so they can ask.
One more question.
Yes Dinesh.
सर मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ जैसे हम क्रिकेट एकेडमी में बच्चों को ट्रेनिंग करवा,
yes,
तो मॉर्निंग इवनिंग का टाइमिंग रहता है, तो हम जैसे वार्म अप कूल डाउन करवाते हैं,
yes.
तो क्या हम डेली उनको डिफरेंट टाइप्स के वार्म अप कराएं?
Okay, that's a good question. See, different type of warm up in the sense every day तो you can't do some changes, but आप ऐसा कर सकते हो कि you can plan your warm up in such a way so that suppose if you are planning a weekly warm up schedule for them, so I'm sure there is a days when they have a recovery day or when they are not doing sports specific activities, so you need to rule out which days they are doing sports specific drills. जैसे कि might be मंडे को उनका सुबह स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग होगा, शाम को उनका नेट प्रैक्टिस होगा, एंड देन ट्यूसडे को उनका कंप्लीटली ग्राउंड भी हो सकता है या फिर वो भी हो सकता है काइंड ऑफ कंडीशनिंग सेशंस. सॉरी,
यस कंडीशनिंग सर.
हाँ, कंडीशनिंग सेशन है, तो यू नीड टू रूल आउट लाइक व्हिच सेशन दे आर गोइंग. So accordingly you need to plan your warm up. अभी कंडीशनिंग का सेशन है और आप उनको गेम स्पेसिफिक वार्म अप करवा रहे हो. Do you think that going to work with them? No, right? So plan your warm up according to the demand of session, like how much your session require warm up for that session. Okay, अभी क्या है कि अब वेडनेसडे का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. Might be that is a recovery day. आपका जनरल गेम होगा उस दिन, आपका मतलब it's not cricket specific, मतलब गेम रहेगा एंड देन शाम को रिकवरी है, they have to go for massage and then relaxation या pool therapy के लिए उनको जाना है. So उस दिन तो they don't require warm up, it's just a general उनको चाहिए गेम के लिए, that's all. So divide your days and then plan accordingly. Okay?
Okay sir, thank you.
Yes.
सर ये स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग के लिए बेस्ट टाइम सवेरे का सेशन बढ़िया ठीक रहता है कि सर शाम का सेशन बेस्ट रहता है?
सॉरी,
ये स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग के लिए सर सवेरे का मॉर्निंग सेशन बेस्ट रहता है कि इवनिंग सेशन बेस्ट रहता है सर?
यस, दैट्स अ गुड, अनदर गुड क्वेश्चन. सी डिपेंड
सर एक क्वेश्चन इसमें इंक्लूड है क्योंकि जैसे हमारे पास वो स्कूल के बच्चे सर, क्योंकि उनको सवेरे 8 साढ़े 8 बजे स्कूल जाना होता है सर, शाम को फिर वो 3:30 बजे से 4:30 तक ट्यूशन पढ़ते, फिर वो प्रॉपर ना शेड्यूल उसमें मैच नहीं करता. बस इस रिगार्डिंग थोड़ी सी सारी गाइडलाइंस.
हाँ, ओके. सो सी मिस्टर आनंद, यू आर डीलिंग विद द स्कूल किड्स, तो उनका ऑब्वियसली एक टाइम टेबल बना हुआ है कि दे हैव टू गो स्कूल के लिए भी. सो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, सपोज अगर आप हैवी सेशन रख रहे हो, सो यू नीड टू डिसाइड व्हेन डू यू वांट टू कीप अ हैवी सेशन. जैसे अब क्या होता है, कुछ स्कूल में क्या होता है कि सैटरडे ऑफ होता है ना, या फिर कभी-कभी उनका जल्दी आ जाते हैं वो, तो शाम को उनके पास एम्पल नंबर ऑफ टाइम रहता है अवेलेबल. सो यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट व्हेन दे हैव अ सफिशिएंट टाइम. ओके, या फिर आप ऐसा कर सकते हो, सपोज अगर वो भी नहीं हो रहा कि आप टाइम नहीं उनका डिवाइड कर सकते हो, डिवाइड योर ट्रेनिंग सेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू योर टाइम. जैसे कि अगर मॉर्निंग में अगर आप स्ट्रेंथ सेशन रख रहे हो, तो आप फोकस करो कि मंडे को मैं अपर बॉडी के वर्कआउट के ऊपर फोकस करूंगा, एंड देन व्हेन दे आर कमिंग टू ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे अगेन एक दिन का गैप देके अगर रख रहे हो, तो आप पोस्टीरियर चेन के ऊपर काम कर रहे हो, ठीक है. एंड देन सैटरडे अगेन इफ यू हैव टाइम, यू आर वर्किंग और यू आर कीपिंग अनदर सेशन फॉर द लोअर बॉडी. तो इसमें से आपने क्या किया कि आपने उसको अपनी बॉडी को डिवाइड कर लिया कि ओके, वन डे आई विल वर्क ऑन द अपर बॉडी, अपर टॉर्सो, एंड देन सेकंड सेशन में आई विल बी वर्किंग ऑन माय पोस्टीरियर चेन, बैक साइड of the whole body, and then third session में I might be working on the lower body specifically. तो आप एक्सरसाइज ऐसे डिवाइड कीजिए कि आपका टाइम भी सेव हो, कि आपका 1 घंटे या 45 मिनट्स में भी पूरा हो जाए वो सेशन, और इतना हैवी भी ना हो कि बच्चे स्कूल में फिर वो फील करें कि हाँ माय बॉडी इज सोर एंड ऑल. सो डिवाइड योर ट्रेनिंग सेशन इन सच अ वे. और इवनिंग में अगर आप टेक्निकल सेशंस रख रहे हो, तो उनको भी वैसे ही डिवाइड कीजिए कि वन डे यू आर फोकसिंग ऑन स्पेसिफिक स्किल्स. तो आप देख लीजिए कि जो आपका मॉर्निंग का सेशन है वो इतना हैवी है कि नहीं. तो अगर आप मॉर्निंग हैवी रख रहे हो तो शाम को लाइट रखिए. देन फिर ट्यूसडे को अगर आप उनको बुला रहे हो, तो ट्यूसडे का आप स्ट्रेंथ नहीं रख रहे हो, तो वो मीडियम रख सकते हो, एंड देन नेक्स्ट हैवी काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. सो यू नीड टू सेग्रीगेट एंड डिवाइड योर टाइम इन दैट वे कि आप किसके ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस करना चाहते हो and which area you are focusing more.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. As a strength and conditioning specialist, can we use myofascial trigger point technique or trigger point technique to our trainees, sir?
Okay, see, if you are specifically looking for myofascial trigger point release tender points, so see, it's depending upon muscle to vary from muscle to muscle. In our body, 402 or more than muscle, 428 मतलब कितने ज्यादा मसल ग्रुप हैं, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो कि स्पेसिफिक मसल ग्रुप को फोकस कर सकते हो. जैसे कि अब if you have a good knowledge about anatomy और muscles के लिए, तो आप ज्यादा easily उनको टारगेट कर सकते हो. जैसे कि अगर deltoid में है तो you need to rule out like which area is more sore, where I need to work more, and then suppose lower body में if you are focusing, so thigh जैसे anterior part of thigh, lateral part of thigh, medial, तो मतलब आप it's depending upon you whether you want to do with the foam roller, you want to release those muscles with the foam roller, or with the Theragun, or with the trigger therapy points, or you want to take a help of physio. So agar aap compartment wise ja rahe, if you're doing with the compartment wise and if you're using a foam roller, so I would suggest you go with the, like anterior thigh, lateral, medial, and then again calf, posterior, and then anterior. And then if you are going for the back, and then back here we need more of mobility. So kind of divide your parts, body parts according to body parts, and then you can go with the release therapy.
Right, sir.
I hope I have answered your question. Anyone has any question?
Sir, एक क्वेश्चन है सर. चलो.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Anand.
ये बच्चों के लिए कोर के कितने सेशन देने चाहिए वीकली सर, वीकली प्लान में सर?
हाँ जी, क्या बोल रहे हो आप? बच्चों के लिए
कोर एक्सरसाइज के कितने प्ले वो देने चाहिए सर सेशन?
सेशंस यू मीन टू से कितने सेशन देने चाहिए?
टाइमिंग ड्यूरेशन जैसे 25 मिनट 30 मिनट, जैसे रेपिटेशन लगते हैं 5 मिनट की एक्सरसाइज करती पे वो उसके बाद क्रंच कर दिया, इस टाइप्स की.
ओके सी कोर के लिए सी पहले तो आई वुड से विद किड्स ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन बेसिक कोर एक्सरसाइज और बेसिक मूवमेंट. अभी क्या है कि कोर में हमारे पास ब्रेस आता है. ओके, ब्रेस में हमारे पास आ जाता है प्लैंक, साइड प्लैंक, एंड देन रोटेशनल मूवमेंट आती है हमारे पास. सो वर्क ऑन रोटेशंस के ऊपर. फर्स्ट थिंग यू नीड टू टीच दोस किड्स basic movement like how to perform plank, because when I have seen a lot of kids doing like plank hip ऊपर करके और मतलब एक अलाइन में नहीं है. So you need to educate first regarding this, and then उसके बाद क्या है कि starting में I would say go with the time based movement. Like suppose if you are telling or if you are taking a core session, so go for 20-second interval timer, like 20 seconds of exercise, 10 seconds of rest. Likewise, choose 5 exercise or 6 exercise for that workout, and then do 2 sets. Go with the light kind of activity followed by gradually. Suppose 1 week you have done 20 seconds and then 10 second rest. After that, next week you can do 30 seconds of workout and then 15 seconds of rest. So likewise, you can change your interval. So 1 month you have worked like this. Once you feel they are strong enough, you can go with the repetition wise. Like you can ask those players to do 10 repetition or 20 repetition of that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But or else you can start with the light repetition. Tell them to do 5 reps of this exercise, and then gradually progress with the heavy timer, like 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Likewise.
So good evening, sir.
Hello. Good evening.
So my doubt is for the short duration races. Actually, I'm a cycling coach and in the track. So for the short duration races for the 14 years boys and girls, what we will be making for the warm up So for them, for the short duration, we want to make for the long warm up, or it is better to keep for the short for the warm up.
So you mean to say cycling specific warm up, or you want to consider a strength in strength training session?
Yes, sir. Strength training I want to include in that.
Okay. So I would say, see, it's again like depending upon your session timing. If you are taking that session for 1 hour, I would say, or 45 minutes. So 5 to 10 minutes of warm up is sufficient. Like 10 minutes of warm up, including specific drills that you are going to do in that session. Add that and then do. That is sufficient.
So because for the kids we are dealing with, if we
Yes.
are giving the warm up, every
Yes.
time we'll be changing the warm up, means they are adopting that warm up, but they are not implementing during the races.
Yes.
That
Yes.
time they will be confused which warm up we want to do it.
Okay.
So
okay.
for that purpose, how we can able to plan for them, sir?
Yes. Very good question. See, in that case scenario, what you can do, don't come up with every day changing warm up. I would say in that case scenario, if you're dealing with the kids, keep 2 warm ups, or I would say, yes, 2 warm up that you can, alter. Like Monday, if you have done that, Tuesday do that. And then Monday, you can repeat that warm up. Once they are familiar with at least for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, then you can change the pattern of the warm up. If you want to add some exercise, add that. Because here also we are dealing with kids also, like junior cyclists and fencers. So in that case, what we usually do, we design like 1 type of warm up or 2 type of warm up, and then we teach them, okay, fine, in training session you have to do this type of warm up, and then when you are coming to strength training you have to do that. No confusion. They are repeating that. After 1 month, like 4 weeks, they are familiar with that warm up. Now it's a time when you can change or add new exercises. So likewise you can do.
Yes, sir. Sir, one more doubt. We will
Yes.
be going to see the warm up whether the kid is fully warmed up for the
Yes.
main session.
Yes.
So basically, we used to go for heart rate. We will be counting
Yes.
for the heart rate whether they are ready for the activity. So
Yes.
is that correct way, sir, or we can see any other ways for whether he is fully warmed up like that?
Yes. That is an objective way you are saying, but subjectively also you can observe, like being a coach, when they are warming up, you must be around that bunch, right? So what you can do, you can see whether you have seen any changes in their activities, or if they are getting slight sweat in their head, or if their heartbeat is increasing or not. So you can see small changes in those group, like when they are warming up. So you can notice, like, in the sense, okay, if they have done properly, definitely they will be slight, they have a slight sweat on their head, or they might feel, okay, fine, so I'm feeling my heartbeat is increasing. So likewise you have to observe that group, so you can observe and see whether they have warmed up properly or not.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
welcome. Yes. So we have another, I would say, 5 minutes, and then after that we'll bind up the session. So anyone has any questions, so they can ask. Anyone?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Archana Soni, yes, ma'am.
सर स्विमर्स के लिए वार्म अप कैसा होना चाहिए?
Yes, very good question. So see, swimmers ke liye, depending upon whether what type of training are they going to do. Either it's a dry land training or it's a swimming pool training, right? Am I right?
Swimming pool training.
Yeah, so swimming pool training, you mean to say. So there, when I was in Mumbai, so there was one coach from abroad. So he was using heart rate monitoring device also, like for that session. So I would say if you have that type of facility, so if you have calculated a training heart rate zone for those athletes, so you can go with that type of warm up, and depending upon like what type of session you are going to give for your athlete, if it's a lab based kind of session, so you can ask your athlete to do certain laps, right? And then how much laps you have to give, so according you can plan, okay fine, you do 3 laps of this, and then after that do this, right? And then apart from that, if you want to start with the certain exercises, so I would say start with swim based exercises inside the pool, you can go, okay, and then gradually when you progress to that, then potentially you can add specifically lap based kind of activity for your athletes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, welcome.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर.
Yes, yes.
सर ये जैसे हम हाई एटीट्यूड के लिए ट्रेनिंग के लिए कई बार शिलारू या शिमला इस एरिया में जाते हैं सर, उसके बाद स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत पड़ती है सर हमारे को?
सॉरी, स्ट्रेंथ एंड्योरेंस?
हाँ जी, स्ट्रेंथ के एंड्योरेंस के लिए उसके बाद जरूरत पड़ेगी सर? जैसे हम शिलारू में भी कैंप लगाते हैं 15 दिन से, सुंदरनगर हमारी टीम जाती है सर हर साल, तो उसके बाद स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत पड़ेगी सर?
डिपेंड करता है कि आप उस कैंप को कब लगा रहे हो, मतलब कि वो कंपटीशन है या फिर
नहीं कंपटीशन, प्री कंपटीशन से पहले सर, क्योंकि जून जुलाई.
Yes, pre-competition. See, the thing is, if it's a pre-competition, then I don't think so you need again that strength endurance session for your athlete. Okay, if it's in a general preparatory phase and then you are sending your athlete to develop a good base, then उसको maintain करने के लिए फिर आपको strength training session तो रखना पड़ेगा. In that case scenario, yes, you need to keep that at least one strength training session, strength endurance session for your athlete. But if it's closer to the competition and then उसके बाद आपको पता है कि आपके बच्चे competition में ही जा रहे हैं, so I don't think so you need to keep strength endurance session for them. क्योंकि उसके बाद तो उनका competition ही है, उसके बाद तो उनका transition phase आ जाएगा, and then after that transition phase you are giving your athlete active recovery for certain time, and then again you are preparing for GPP. If you are keeping any competition, again you are developing the general preparatory for them, right? So if it's closer to competition, then I would say no need of keeping strength endurance session. But if it's a general preparatory phase where you need to maintain that, you have to keep a strength endurance session for them.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, how to increase the lactate threshold capability, sir?
Sorry?
How to increase the lactate threshold capability, sir?
See, again, it's depending upon your athlete, like what type of athlete is that. If it's again, I'm saying it's a beginner, I would say lactate threshold capacity might be less for that athlete. But if it's an elite level athlete, so there are methods, different type of training methods you can incorporate in your training sessions. If you're dealing with the beginners, so you can add different type of training methods, like you might be adding interval training, fartlek training, or different training method in your training schedule. And then uske baad, if it's an elite level athlete, so you might be working accordingly for them, or you might be adding advanced training methods for them. So by adding different training methods, you can increase the lactate threshold capacity for your athlete.
Sir, we need to focus on increase lactate threshold, or we need to focus on clearance of lactate threshold, sir, in training?
See, the thing is, if it's not cleared, if lactate is not cleared, then again your athlete might feel fatigued, right? So it's a hands-on technique, I would say, where you need to put a stimulus, and then again you need to prepare your athlete or recover or give stimulus to your athlete, so that lactate is cleared again, and then your athlete is again ready for that training session. So it's a hands-on hands technique, like in the sense, okay, that goes hands on hands. So depending upon your stimulus, like आप कौन सा stimulus उनको दे रहे हो training, उसके base पे you can work on this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, welcome.
Sir, I have a specific question.
Yes.
सर अगर मैं क्रिकेट कोच हूँ तो हम जैसे मीडियम पेसर बॉलर होते हैं, फास्ट बॉलर होते हैं, बड़े इंजरी प्रोन होते हैं हमेशा।
Yes.
तो उनके लिए स्पेशली सेशन के बाद कूल डाउन करवाने के लिए अगर नेट प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं हम, क्योंकि बैक पे बहुत प्रेशर आता है, नी पे बहुत प्रेशर आता है, एंकल पे बहुत प्रेशर आता है।
Yes.
तो उनके लिए कूलिंग डाउन के लिए कोई स्पेसिफिक एक्सरसाइज या कोई ट्रेनिंग मेथड?
So you're talking about bowlers, cricketers, right?
Fast bowler, sir. Fast bowler, medium fast bowler.
Fast bowlers, yes. Fast bowlers. So I would say for fast bowlers, what you can do, see, active recovery ke liye first, if it's a heavy session, so
Yes,
first
sir.
thing you can ask them to do cool down properly, okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
then
Yes, sir.
have some recovery drinks. उनका nutrition भी आपको देखना पड़ेगा side by side, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
If you feel that nutrition is also good, then after
Sir.
that you can use this type of recovery technique methods, like you can use myofascial release or Theragun you can use, because scapula ke around we have a huge muscle, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Trigger point बनने के chances हैं obviously, and then fast
Yes.
bowlers में there are a lot of cases that I have seen कि shoulder का problem issue रहता ही है उनको.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what you can do, you can go with the trigger point release sessions for them. Like you can ask to keep a ball with them and then try to release accordingly, you know, where they
Yes, sir.
feel more pressure or, you know, sore. And then after that, you can use Theragun also. And then apart from that, if they can go for any swimming or light activity, जैसे कि swimming session हो गया उनका, जैसे कि
Yes, sir.
उनका heavy session रहा where they have bowled around 50 or 60 balls, so you can ask
sir.
them to do light swimming session where, you know, they don't have to put more stress, it's just kind of relaxation they have to do.
Yes, sir.
And then apart from that, if they can do hot and cold
sir.
session, in the sense contrast part, that is also good. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
that comes to full body आता है, जैसे कि अभी recovery methods में, जैसे कि यहाँ पे हमारे NIS में भी we have sauna and then kind
Yes,
of cold therapy in the sense. So your player usually do okay, fine, they are going in a cold water and then after that they are doing a sauna or stream.
Yes, sir.
Hot, sorry, cold and then hot, cold and hot. So these are the recovery methods that you can use for
सर
these.
पर प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है ना सर, ये एलीट एथलीट तो इससे फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल होती हैं, पर जो
हाँ.
यंग बच्चे आते हैं 15 साल के 16 साल के जो
Okay.
लोकल एकेडमीज प्रैक्टिस
Correct.
करते हैं, उनके लिए चीजें नहीं होती ना।
So इनके लिए आप सिंपल है कि आप उनको बोलिए कि try to keep a, you know, ball with them so that they can focus on certain trigger point and then release immediately. And then उसके
Yes, sir.
बाद उनको टेक्निक समझाइए, इन द सेंस अभी क्या है इंडिया में, दिस इज अ थिंग दैट वी आर लैकिंग, दैट एथलीट्स आर नॉट वेल एजुकेटेड, उनको टेक्निक्स का पता ही नहीं है,
जी सर।
थिंग्स दे डोंट नो एंड देन द थिंग्स व्हिच दे नो माइट बी रॉन्ग। कभी क्या है कि उनको ऐसी टेक्निक पता होती है जो नहीं करनी होती है, ठीक है?
जी सर, जी सर। यस सर।
फर्स्ट थिंग इज एजुकेशन, सेकंड थिंग इज न्यूट्रिशन से रिलेटेड एजुकेशन कि व्हाट यू हैव टू ईट, व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ स्लीप, sleep is also important for the recovery,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, yes.
तो उनको हम ये एजुकेशन दे सकते हैं, उसके बाद हम उनको इजी वाली टेक्निक समझा सकते हैं कि ठीक है, बॉल अपने साथ रखो, ये वाले मसल्स के ऊपर फोकस करो, रिलीज कर लो, ठीक है? उसके
Yes,
बाद है स्लाइड स्ट्रेच, जैसे कि अपर बॉडी के लिए, शोल्डर के लिए वी यूजुअली यूज स्लीपर स्ट्रेच, सो टीच देम these kind of techniques, sleeper stretch हो गया, और mobility techniques होगी, shoulder की mobility loop band के साथ होती है, TheraBand के साथ है, so you can teach these techniques to them.
सर जॉइंट के लिए, क्योंकि जॉइंट पे बहुत प्रेशर आता है,
Yes, yes.
स्पेशली नी एंकल पे बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर आता है।
Yes, तो इसके लिए ask them to keep a foam roller with them. If suppose they don't have foam roller, ask them to keep एक पाइप अपने साथ, मतलब एक छोटा सा हार्ड पाइप जो रहता है, ठीक है, उसको कवर करके keep it with you, easily available market पर। और आजकल फोम रोलर भी कितना 500 रुपए का तो आ जाता है।
नहीं मिल जाए वो फोम रोलर मिल जाता है।
Yes, ask them to keep a foam roller with them. अभी यहाँ पे जितने भी campers हैं और जितने भी athletes हैं यहाँ पे भी, so they usually keep foam roller in their bag. अब बाहर के बच्चे हैं जो गांव से आते हैं, उनको नहीं पता होता कैसे करना है, but when we add these things ना, that makes a lot of value in their training sessions.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yes, so try to go like that.
ठीक, thank you sir.
Welcome.
सर स्ट्रेंथ एंड कंडीशन सर वीकली या मंथली शुड प्लान मिल सकता है सर?
Sorry,
स्ट्रेंथ एंड कंडीशनिंग का जो सर क्या नाम प्लान हमारे को प्रोवाइड हो सकता है सर?
plan applied, मतलब I'm not getting what you exactly want to ask.
सर हमारे को ना स्ट्रेंथ एंड कंडीशनिंग का जो है ना सर प्लान है, हमें इम्प्लीमेंट करना बच्चे के, इसलिए कोई प्रॉपर, जैसे आपके पास एक्सपर्ट है आप उस चीजें थोड़ा सा आइडिया उससे हम उसको थोड़ा डाइवर्ट करके या उससे कोई ऐसी एक्सरसाइज डाल सकते जो आप इंडिया कैंप के साथ अभी यूज करे, अगर वो प्लान हमारे को हम उसको थोड़ा सा उसको
Yes,
मॉडिफाई
I think in coming sessions you might have practical sessions, right? अभी I think इस sessions में होंगे, right? तो उसमें implement हो सकता है, I think practically जब आपका होगा, so that time you can learn how to plan and implement. And then apart from that, in next modules में आपका आएगा where you might be working on planning, implementation, testing. So ये cover होंगे topic. I think अभी आपके 4 ही topics निकाले होंगे अभी तक. That is warm up, and then strength and conditioning roles and responsibilities, and then strength training. तो अभी तो बहुत, this is just the beginning of strength and conditioning, but in coming days you will going to cover a lot of topics in with all these questions you are asking. So don't worry about that. मिल जाएगा आपको, आप करोगे इसके बारे में study.
Thank you sir.
Okay. So I think we'll bind up the session. It's already 6:09. So we'll.
Wonderful session. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you sir, thank you.
Hello, thank you, sir. That was very nice.
Yes. We'll connect next time in our.
Hello, sir. Sir, I have a.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yes.
Boxer. If you
Okay.
can.
Last question. We'll go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have
please.
put a question in the chat box, sir.
Chat box. Okay. Let me go.
Yes, sir. If you can kindly.
For strengthening, what kind of warmth is important? And okay, yes. So he's asking, sir, for strength training, what kind of warmth is important? And after the strength training session, is it important to do stretching exercise? What kind of cool down exercise is recommended?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir. Yes, sir. I want to know for our strength training, what kind of warm up is important, and then after the strength training, what is it important that we have to do proper stretching exercises, and then what type of cool down should we do, sir? If you can kindly put some.
Yes. So I think before starting this session, I have covered about the warm up in the ramp protocol. So if you were there in that discussion, so again I'm summing up. So see what strength training may be. We usually follow ramp protocol. Okay, so it's like raising your body temperature and then activation and then mobility and potentiation. Okay, so ramp again raising your body temperature. We'll ask them to do jog. Okay, or do some jumping jack or kind of rope skipping for 2 minutes or 1 minute, followed by activating those muscles. Just suppose in strength training, if that workout is more low body workout, so we'll ask them to do some movement or exercises that is correlating the session, like squat or push-ups or anything, like with whatever you want to focus. And then after that, mobility, we do mobility for different joints. So there are a lot of mobility drills. We ask them to do like 2 exercise for that. And then at the end, we do kind of fast activities or that stimulating actually the workout what we are going to do. Okay, so likewise we do follow this protocol for the warm-up. And for strength training also, you can follow this protocol. And then what kind of cool down exercise is recommended? Yes, cool down, we usually recommended active cool down. So If you Google or search about active cool down, you will get light intensity type of activity that is not very hard. Okay, so we'll ask them to do 5 minutes of cycling, and then at the end of the workout, or we'll ask them to do foam roller, and then after that we'll ask them to do light speed ke saath you can do treadmill. So this type of activity we usually ask them, and you can also use for the strength training. Okay, I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, sir. Sir, and then last one more thing.
Yes.
After the strength training, is it important that we have to stretch all the?
No, I would
sir.
say, I'm against this kind of stretching, because see, already if you have done, stretching, I was discussing depending upon like what type of session you have done. Okay, if you have done high intensity type of training, try to avoid stretching for that workout. It's better you ask your athlete to do foam roller or active cool down. If you are focusing on flexibility, suppose in whole day you don't have session, but one session you are keeping the flexibility where you want to increase the flexibility of your kids or players. In that sessions, yes, you can keep you can do a dynamic, static stretching for that session. Okay, so depending upon what type of session you are doing with your players, accordingly you can decide whether I need to give static stretching or dynamic stretching. Okay, so this is the last question and we are winding up this session. I'll meet you next time. In next session, we'll meet up for more discussion with new topics. Okay, all the best for your
okay, sir.
course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.